It's Mike, Solar Religion Dystopia. I am going to do another episode of Getting Real about Bigfoot. And I'm going to start out with this image here that I've shown numerous times. In particular, these two images. Go through the Facebook here. First of all, filmed in a star. This. Did I just discover a type of spirit or of angels? I don't know. Filmed by Michael Adams in a star, 2018. Filmed by Michael Adams, 2019, on the ground. Filmed in a ground in a ravine. They kind of remind me of warriors or royalty in their spirit realm. Let's take a little look first at this. What's fascinating about this one, I'll start and then I'll problem is the more you zoom in you lose the quality, but there's an eye here and an eye here, and then there's something going run across here like something covered his nose. It's almost like he's wearing a mask or something. It's got like there's the brow, and there's a grounding. This is his unhappy face, and there's a white. It's his head right here. What's weird about this whole picture is, as usual, they all seem stacked up. It's almost like the hands, arms right here. There's like an arm, an elbow, a wrist. The bicep, right, and the wrist, and the hands, and it's like it's holding a head or something. There's numerous heads. There's two eyes right here. There's a nose and a mouth. And I know it's blurry, but what can you do when you're filming a spirit? They don't show up for you a family portrait and to give you what you want all the time. But it's very strange, and the thing's very tall, by the way. This is it might be hard to see, but this rectangular shape is actually, it's like a metal fence, a rail that goes along where the parking lot is on this side, as you see where the arrow is, and on the other side where this thing is standing is on the other side of the rail, and there's probably a 12-foot something drop. Yeah, about 12-foot drop. So I don't know how tall it is, but it's one of those things. Now this is one of my. If you look over here at this one, this is what's very fascinating. Once again, it's got some kind of head covering if you look real careful. It's almost like it's got this shape to it. Like 3 points of a star. Then it gets under here. Either it's got like a pointed ear like an elf, or that's part of this crown type thing. And it's got two like really buggy eyes. Big eyes, but buggy eyes, nose and mouth, and it has a cone head. I filmed that in a star, and it's not pareidolia, and if I filmed it in a star, that means you can film it in a star, and it also means it's dead close. Stars are a lot closer than they told us. This is pretty blurry. There's actually entities in there, or some look like dogmen a little bit, and I expect you not to be able to see it very well. There's that image of this thing coming out. I call it the warrior. And of course, it's totem, which means there's heads stacked upon heads stacked upon heads. Some of it's pretty damn blurry, I admit. But then again, but there's actually an entity right here. But it's hard to see, so you can see it better right here. This one's interesting, and the damn thing's blurry as all get out. But this is getting into these head things. And actually, if this is like the mouth, there's the upper lip, there's the nose sticking out, right? And nose right there. Here's an eye, and there's a head right here. So I don't know if you can see it very well or not, but it's right there. You're going to see a little better right there. And but the interesting thing about this head is it looking up into the sky. And you can see also the thing is the discoloring. You can see it's almost like pigment, like people talk about. It's almost like these faces look like leathery hides, or like the face of a man. It's more of that one image again. I remind you, this is being filmed on a ravine running alongside most of these images. Yeah, like this one. This is the monkey guy. This has got the pig, the monkey nose, the eyes. There's kind of, it's got like a Shriner's hat on, but I think it's another entity on his head. Anyways, his big mouth and his monkey eyes. Looks like a big monkey, like Curious George with a Shriner's hat on. This one's it's losing all its through being processed a million times. It's losing its imagery. There's one right here as well, looking at us. It's a group of them, and they're if we go further back, you can see the head like sticking out of the trees. There's another one. And it's actually two. There's one here and there's one here. I don't know if we can get better images or not. Oh, and that's that head right there. Once again, I was telling you, that's looking up into the sky. That's right here. This is the one that's the group of one looks like Batman. Really white face and all that. There's one stick right here. Look at part of his face. There's nose. There's the eye, mouth. Another one right here with two eyes, the big nose, and all that. This one's very interesting because this one, it's problem. I don't know if this is even going to translate. I don't know if I'm wasting my time translating on YouTube and everything else. But this one almost looks like an ogre or a witch. There's two ears. There's the hook nose. The mouth is grimacing. A lot of people say it's just pareidolia. Well, I'm sorry, it's not just pareidolia. But they want you to believe it's just pareidolia because that way you just ignore it. Here's a better example of something that they'll say is just pareidolia, except it cannot be just pareidolia. Here's this one. It's got the dude. He's got kind of the pointed ear. And they got this weird, distorted nose. The more important thing is you got the one eye looking at you, lazy eye right there, and another eye. And then it's got the beard and all that. You can see it manifesting through the trees. Here's another one doing the same thing. You can see the fleshly. There's the two eyes. You can see it, man. It's like kind of irises on the top, like looking up, like, oh gosh, I just got busted. There's the nose. You got the fro-like thing going on. You see he's right there. He's got a buddy right there too, but you probably can't see it very well. There's a ghoulish looking thing right here, but. And of course, in my dyslexia, in my MS, I screwed up religion. I always misspell everything. So when are you going to learn how to spell? And I'm like, obviously never. Never going to learn how to spell. This is a good example of these. This guy right there, he's got that. Some people would call, oh, it almost looks like a cat-like dude. But there's his eye right there, and his other eye black. His nose, his mouth, peeking around. Not just peeking around, but his head's actually popping out of the tree once again. There's another ghoul right here. There's the two eyes, and he's got the crazy nose popping out of the tree. There's a small one right there. I don't know if you'll be able to see any of this without losing all. Yeah, you'd probably never be able to see it. But anyway, there's an entity right here. Entity right here. And the thing is about all these things, I don't know if you can see it. There's his two eyes, and he's got the crazy nose. He's got the head, the conical head, and all that. And the problem is these things, they just pop out of the trees. They're spirits that I think that actually live in the trees. Now we bring this down so it's not so blurry. When it gets magnified, watch, you start to lose all what you can see. What you're hoping to see, you see. But there's a big old tree and there's a ravine. All this foliage, so much of what I recorded 2, 3, 4 years ago in the ravine, it's like somebody decided to go in and cut down everything where the spirits were. And I mean everything. And a mile stretched along the creek there, and the ravines, and I'm just like, wow. It's like, seems like every time you start seeing these things, like the trees start dying. I wonder why that is. But anyways, this is the mouth. There's the nose, punched nose. There's the eye there. There's the crest and the cone head. And he's got a buddy next there. By the way, these things are quote unquote huge because they're like way up in the trees. There's another example. There's another example of one that I caught. I filmed. You can see there's the eye, nose. There's the mouth. You can see the darkness of the eye, and it's like, say, kind of has his head raised just a little bit, and it's looking down on me. And you can tell that it's something there because it's different color from the leaves, right? It's not perfect because nothing ever is. It seems this life. You can see this one. That once again, that one, the nose is popping out, and mouth, and you can say, well, this is pareidolia. I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. There's this one there, and there's that one. There's the eye, and there's the eye. There's the nose, there's the mouth, popping out of the trees. How do you film these things? Well, first of all, one of the things is you can tell you can tweak the hue and the contrast to help the image, the entity, be brought out of the picture. Okay, that's the first thing, because they'll look like shadows. But they stand out from the foliage and everything else. You just have to look, and you can download paint.net. That would help you. That's very simple, very simple editing software that's free. And if you can't figure it out, let me know if you want to do that, and I'll walk you through it. It's pretty easy. Or you just go online. There's a couple of videos that will show you that there's a specific website. Maybe for my own benefit, maybe I should. Let's see. www. Does it show up? No, it don't. Okay, it's not gonna help. I'm just not. I can't. So, anyways, there's that entity again right there popping out of the tree. You can see its you can see its eyeball if you look. You can go on Facebook too, my Facebook page, and really look at these images if you want. And send my this photos. And so there is one there too manifesting, but it's I know it's going to be very hard for you to see. But if you do go on my Facebook page, you'll see the face. There's two eyes, the nose, and it manifesting. So people want something just dead. All that they want is something that's like it fits the official narrative. And I just forewarn you, anything to do with anthropology, it's been weaponized for my whole life and prior to my life, in which they've gone out of their way to make sure that you don't know jack squat. There's one right here, but there's the other entity right here. Right there, there's an eye, there's his nose, mouth. You can see it peek once again around the tree, which is really it's peeking out of the tree. So you can see it right there. Why do they peek out of the tree? Because they live in the trees. They absorb the life force of the trees. That's what they do. And they've known this for thousands of years. And the all indigenous populations have said so. And the Christians, the quote-unquote Christian, Roman Catholic Christian power elite have gone out of the way to erase this truth from everybody. And this image right here is a picture of something that you might call a dog when behind it. But what's interesting, if you look, all right, that's real blurry, but there's a face right here. They were circling these because this tree is chock full of entities. In fact, there's like these monkey-like things lined up right here. So I know it's crazy. I know it has to be crazy. But if you look right there, that's what they are. And you hear all these things. They circled us. Here's some more. Is it the? And so it's hard for you to see, but and I understand. But that's the head right there, and that's the eye right there, and he's peeking right behind the tree trunk. Along with, and they're never alone. Never alone. By the way, easy to find if you want to find them. You just have to want to find them. I don't really want to find them anymore. It was my mom dying. She died on me. They killed her with that poisonous injection. Well, yeah, there's an entity right here. Somebody from the movie. Actually, there's multiple entities. This is, once again, the quote-unquote baby Bigfoot popping out of the ground. There's the eyebrow. There's the eyes popping out. There's his forehead. There's the hairline and the head going up. At the foot and the nose, you can see the cheeks. And it's popping out of the ground. And it is only inches big at best. Because these are blades of grass. Now, they're longer blades of grass than your lawn because it's been all overgrown. There's that one shadow one, quote unquote Bigfoot, in the middle of the day, along with his buddy, staring at this person's car on the other side of the ravines, coming out of the tree. There's another one coming out of the tree. Head, Bigfoot. There's the mouth, the eyes, the nose, kind of like Planet of the Apes type thing. And I expect you not to believe me at all. But I'm going to try anyways because I want you to know that the spirit realm is real, and so turns out Jesus is real too, but not your religion. Your religion lied to you. Big time. Now that doesn't mean he lied about Jesus, just lied about religion. They lied about Jesus too, by the way, but you have to read the Bible to find out how they lied. Now this is... it's very difficult for other people to see. This thing was manifesting, popping out in front of me about 20 feet away. There's an eyeball right here, an eyeball right here. It's like brow, and it's really big. It's like they got this nose that somebody's been punching him. He's got the mouth right here. He's actually sticking his tongue out at me. And he's not alone, by the way, of course. He's covered in other entities. But if you tell the truth about that, then it's crazy. So here's what it actually is. You can see some of, I think this is goldenrod or something like that. So we're talking, that's about 3 feet right there. This is sumac in front of them. This is, I think it's some kind of oak or ash. And it's like right there in front of it. And actually, he's not by himself. Once again, it's totem stacking up. There's actually one down here too. Stacking up and popping out of the popping out of the tree. Now, I expect you not to believe me. Well, there's a point, when it comes to the wild things. This is some of my old art. I got rid of so much. I had a whole bunch of paintings of spirits and drawings, and I got so freaked out when I had that attack. And like these things came into my house in December 2017, right before Christmas. It was the 17th through the 19th or something like that. And here's one of the ones that I once again that I filmed. You can see is the people's eyes and how dark it is. The nose. There's the head. The black hair popping out. He's popping out of a tree. And the edge of the forest. Actually, the edge of it's a place where they were we're getting our pumpkins that year and going through the hayride. And going through the hayride, I was taking pictures of this patch of woods along. And it was maybe 50 yards away from where the wagon was. Maybe probably more like 100 yards away. Actually, 100 yards away. In that area range. And this thing's popping out looking at us. Nice. There's other things going on with them. And what's weird about it, okay, so if you notice a lot of the thing that I took the picture, everything else seemed really blurry, but it stood out like a sore thumb. As you can see, it's right there. There he is right there. And he's got some spirit beings in there, and it seems like he's got another one right here. Or a group of them manifesting, but this dude, he stuck out. In fact, as always, they're not just one, it's a group of them, because they're spirits, dang it. Of course, we're spirits too, and yet we're housed in a flesh and blood meat suit. These spirits, they are housed or live in the trees and in the ground, and somehow through whatever rites, rituals, and this circumstances, once in a while they're able to manifest and actually start showing up. You see them. Most times when people interact with these things, I mean, the overwhelming amount of times, they're not seeing these things, but they know they're there. They witness them, or they feel them. They hear the footsteps, but there's no foot marks or footprints. And they feel, they're screaming and the horror and all that kind of stuff. I mean, if you look really closely in this whole thing, I know it's a weird looking picture. And part of it is because I had to adjust the coloring the hue and contrast in order for the dude to pop out more, and his buddies. But he's right there, and it's not art. It's not something I mean, I wish I was this good as an artist to think of this way. Just imagine making paintings like this all the time. Probably could make a living doing it. Did finally sold a painting. Just to thank God I won't have any money for this for the next past week. Just seemed to live on. But yeah, you can see the thing that's right there, and more blow it up. And I know you want to say it's pareidolia. Okay, it's pareidolia. I don't give a shit. I know what I filmed, and I know what I experienced that year, and I'm going to keep on sharing it with you. There's when I share the truth, it's amazing how numbers don't increase; they decrease. Okay? Well, because you suck at it. Well, maybe I do suck at this. Maybe if I suck at this, it's because I'm too honest about this. You know what I mean? So this is this same region area. You can see that I was taking a picture of this. I don't even think it couldn't even be 100 yards now that I'm thinking about it. It had to be more like 50 yards. Anyways, I was wrong about that 100 yards. You know, I'm thinking out loud a lot of these things. He's right there, but you won't be able to see that. But there's a whole shadow right here of entities. They look like shadows. And this is in the late afternoon, before it's get dark. And this is the tree line where it's at this little patch of woods. And this isn't, you know, some giant forest. And when I captured it and blew it up, there he was. Now, I've seen Bigfoot. Personally, I've seen it, the face once. And it was a big son of a gun. And his face was leathery. And he was brown. And he had a big old nose, big old eyes. And he had a big grin on his face. And then the head was big enough to look like he could eat my head. And then the other one I saw, he was jet black like this, but I couldn't see the face, and that's the night with the Crow Indian dude. At least he claimed to be Crow Indian, which is ironic, because the night before, my big brother basically prophesied that that's what I could experience, something like that. There's stuff going on there, but I don't want to talk about it now. You can look at the pictures if you want yourself. Here's this. What the thing is, this is now another group of them. 1, 2. You can see these dudes. It going against the support and the blurry, but there is a face right there and a face right there, and there's a whole group of these dudes. And I filmed that. About 20 yards away in the edge of the woods. All these images you see here, it's right there. And I wish it was better looking. If you blow it up the more, and then it gets distorted or pixelated. But there is a face right here and a face right there. And there's just a group of them, mass of them right here, right? Along with other buddies. And so you can say it's all pareidolia, and I'll say you're stupid. You go out and find out for yourself, and you'll say I'm stupid. I know what I experienced, and you know what you think you know. You go out and find out for yourself. Anyways, that was that group. And what's interesting is that group is right here, and here's this building, and then this group decided to build one of their teepee structures, their little portals, right there. Now, it's interesting that up this little hill here, 20, 30 yards up the hill, there's a big dumpster where like Little Caesars and Papa John's and all that kind of stuff. So there's like restaurants behind this building, not part of this building, but there's a little L-shaped strip mall behind it on top of the hill. And they come down, and then they have this teepee structure showing that this is something to decide to build. And right here is where these entities that I filmed. That's where those things are. And you call them Bigfoot, Dogmen. They all come in different shapes and sizes. And then it comes back to this thing, and then you'll see this is a guy right here. You can see the eyes. This big old eye here. It's just a whole mass blobbing up and showing off. It's like, oh look, there's a human being. Oh look, there's that dude that knows who we are. Now this is the same place that now up the hill is where I met the Crow Indian medicine man, the guy that said he used like dark magic and death magic, sorcery or shamanism. And after the fact, after we saw the entity, which is not this part, but I asked him, do you know about the teepee on the other there? And he said, yeah. And so then I said, oh, hey, you want to talk about, you know about Bigfoot and all that? And he said, oh, yeah, I've seen them in Montana and Northern California. And I went on in there. So it was a weird night. I truly believe that God was there to protect me. Also allowed me to see this thing, while at the same time protect me, because I'm right next to a guy who's throwing pizzas to this thing, calling it out, to find out later that he was involved in a human sacrifice with a 15-year-old woman, and he claims that he saw Lucifer, his most beautiful thing he said ever saw. And how many times have you heard that before? And which I don't believe is Lucifer or something else pretending to be Lucifer. But to each of their own. I mean, there's no evidence that Lucifer ever was an angel or ever will be an angel. So, but that doesn't mean there's not something. This realm is not full still of fallen angels, evil angels, and spirits, and good angels, and good spirits, and etc. So, there's nothing to say that anything's changed. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. I think it's about as big as it gets, isn't it? Now, you know, you can see this mass, and there's a sidewalk, and I'm like, oh, look at that thing. I took a picture of it. And, the thing is, you don't have to see these things to start taking pictures of it. They're on the edge of the woods. So just start taking pictures of the edge of the woods. And do what I do and other people have said to do. And that is, when you're taking the pictures, point the camera at them, but look a different direction. Just start taking pictures all around you. They're all around you. So you're going to inevitably get pictures of them. You don't have to look at them. I don't know if we'll see any of this stuff too. This is an old image. The victory of Jesus. I know that bothers you, but I'm not talking religion. When you get pissed off about Jesus, I'm going to ask you something. Why are you mad at somebody or something that never did anything negative towards you? Now, the people who claim to follow him have done negative things to you and have blatantly lied to you or ignorantly lied to you and have done all sorts of cruddy things to you. I totally agree with you, and you have an issue with that. But I'm asking you sincerely, what did Jesus ever do to you? And Jesus never did anything to you. That's the truth. Anyways, it's the first tree line that I found the very first time I went out, and it was no more than, 10, 15 feet away from the side of the road. This is where it started. It started way over here, and then as you walked into the woods, you got this big, and you could literally, me and my son are walking under this thing, so it's hard to tell. This is an important image, although most people won't recognize it. This is actually one of those entities, once again, popping out of a tree and hiding. And you can see there's this dark eye, and it's a white one. You can see this eye better than that. And you can see it if you want to look into it. What's interesting about it is it's with a white albino pure white deer, as you can see, pure white. There's one of the tree lanes, and that's that thing that was hanging out with it. There's one of the Bigfoots, that spirit Bigfoots that attacked me, You can see the dark eyes and all. I don't know. You have to just really look at these images yourself, because it's wild if you have eyes to see. I mean, there's shit in there. There's anyways. What's my point in all that besides, showing the family pictures? You know what I mean? Oh gosh, gotta show the family pictures again, Mike. Yeah, the reason why I'm doing that is because there's something. Now here's one, the fine example. I haven't done anything to this picture yet. You can see the mass forming right there. Alright? You can see how clear the trees are and all that, and if there was really shade going on, why is it, if it's real shade, like from the trees and all, why is it just one spot, and it does not has anything to do with the trees, and it's not dark dirt or anything like that. It's spirits popping out and forming in the middle of the day, like flies. So, where else can we go here? Literally, they're like flies, folks. And I'm not being disrespectful. If you have your beloved Bigfoot and all that kind of stuff, your spirits, I understand. A lot of us, it's like a lot of us, they manifest to people like that are lonely, rejected. For whatever reason, maybe it's because they know that no one's going to listen to us anyways. Doesn't really matter if you and I know about it, because the 99.999% of the world's not going to listen. They're not going to do anything about it. They're just going to look at you and go, you're full of crap. But anyways, this tree is just chock full of entities. And what are they looking at? Well, what they were looking at, and they're trying to pretend to not be. I noticed his eyes are looking up instead of me. And that guy's like, oh crap, got caught. As they're looking at people going to the Kroger's to go grocery shopping. It's a great place to see people that are outside of their cars, and they're fascinated. Not only fascinated with us, they want to steal, kill, and destroy a lot of us. Where do I go with all this? Oh, some of the stuff, just to show you that I'm not just, there's other people capturing things, and it's not just me and these entities, and it's not just Mike Adams, and a lot of it's just, and let's see where it's at. I want to do some more from the people. There's the one, there's only like, actually, honestly, there's only one solid, I should say. There's some good, but there's one solid group on Facebook. That's it. So anyways, there is something hanging out right here. Facts, I think it's facts about hunting.com or whatever his name is. There is an entity being captured right here, out west. I think it's Navajos did it. It's Navajo. And it's never going to be perfect. It's not going to ever be perfect. Well, that's where that one is. Dude, I forgot your name. I think. Oh God. There's some moronic dude. All these morons from Africa keep on harassing the crap. Like, friend them. I unfriend 90% of them. What is the plan of salvation? Like you're smarter than I am. Anyways, we did some Mary Faith Rose stuff. Now this group, Northeast, dang it, Northeast Bigfoot. I want to do some David House stuff and the other. And let's get back there. So Northeast Bigfoot and Paranormal Research Group, which they didn't really do a good group, and they allowed to have my stuff on for one thing I appreciate. But they do a really good job of capturing the spirit entities that are part of this quote-unquote Bigfoot experience. Now everyone wants this flesh and blood thing, and I hope you get your flesh and blood dude. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of them that just they're not flesh and blood. Now, for something, what they do is these things they get together in mass, and they a lot of times they'll make it look like they're this giant beast when they're not. They're actually just a whole bunch of tree force spirits hooked together, and gosh, where's that one? I wonder if I'll be able to find it. Oh, there's one from Colorado. Bigfoot is like one of the best ones ever. Ever upon ever upon ever. I don't know if we're going to find it. Well, we'll just go through it real fast. It's not the most recent ones. This is one of these spirits that was captured back in 2021. And if you look real closely, you can see the teeth right here and this eyeballs. And so I don't know what they do. It's like they breathe out they absorb the life force of these trees, and then they kill them in the process. Well, I'll be able to find what I'm looking for. I know it's there. Just gotta find it. Patience with me. Shoot. Let me have patience with myself. Where are you, dude? I want to talk about next time. I want to talk about this image right here, which is hard to see. Well, that's the tree in the ravine. Of course, it's blurry. That's the tree that broke in the ravine, and that's inside. All those things. Oh, here it is. This is Colorado Bigfoot's picture. Guys, you look really careful at this one. There's a dude here, and he's got white hair, got a white beard right here. He's got a poked up nose, the two dark eyes, and but he's not alone. He's got buddies with him. He's got these ghostly looking dudes, his buddies, along with him. If you look real careful, and maybe I'll do some work on that and see if I can bring it out. It is one of the best videos, one of the best images I've seen of what the forest spirits in Colorado look like. And they look like ghouls and goblins and men. I mean, it's really weird. And I know he's got better images than that. And of course, when I took the image of that picture, it's, it loses its quality this way. So, but you can see this where it is. Then you can see this. Here's one with his eyes looking out, and there's another dude right here. And it's just like you see the big eyes, the mouth, the hair. Ooh, and there's a bunch of them. Like there's one right here, I should do drawings. I should start doing drawings, but if I start doing drawings and paintings of these things again, they're coming back, and I don't want them to come back. My life sucks as it is. But I probably should, just for the benefit of people who know what the hell's going on. Some people will take it as an opportunity to exploit them. Other people will take it as an opportunity to try to understand them. And other people will try to run from them. I guess everyone has to come to terms with what these things are real. Whether you like it or not, they're real. They're spirits. Anyways, another probably lame attempt to do another episode of Getting Real about Bigfoot. Of course, this was known as August 30th episode.
If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. If you're going to try, go all the way. This could mean losing girlfriends, wives, relatives, jobs, and maybe your mind.
Take it slow. Are you searching?